Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to your Money Tree Moment. As I've been working today, this thought keeps gnawing at me, gnawing at me, gnawing at me, and it's saying you got to talk to your audience about life insurance, right? And so now, just before I begin, just to be clear, I used to have a life insurance license. I do not have a life and health insurance anymore. And so, in this video, we're going to talk about life insurance on a very general process, a very general basis. I'm not recommending any specific products. I will describe some things about the benefits and so forth, but I'm not recommending any specific product to any individual. This is not to be taken as financial advice. It's just to be taken as general information. If you want specific advice for your specific situation, talk to a licensed health insurance professional. Now that we got that out of the way, yeah, today I've just been thinking about life insurance for a lot. And I think that one of the particular reasons is that in a line of business that I'm currently working, I deal with a lot of older people. And my basic message is this. Look, I know that there's a stereotype about the insurance salesman wanting to sell you stuff and basically sell you things that may or may not have value, that are very confusing and so forth. Now, I just want us to take that thing aside for a second. Let's go ahead and take, and I can even tell that even I know that the minute I said life insurance, there are even some people who even reacted, or maybe probably even turned this video off. But I just want to point out a couple things. There is real value in life insurance, and the fact is most of us are underinsured, right? I don't know. I'll give you an example. Typically, for example, one thing, the one thought of one thought that came to mind immediately when we first get our life insurance policies, we put beneficiaries on of people who will inherit that life policy in the event that we die, and we go through life changes. We go through the birth of a child. We go through divorce, and it got me thinking: how many of my audience that are divorced, friends that are divorced, that haven't updated their life insurance policy, that still have their ex-spouse on as a beneficiary in the event that they die? I think if some of those people took a look at their life insurance policy, they would be shocked to see that they still have a former spouse on the policy. Number two, a lot of people, particularly I'll say here in America, they obtain their life insurance through work. A lot of those are term life policies. They have certain, some of them have clauses contingent upon you being employed with that particular employer. And so if you didn't necessarily notify the insurance company when you left and so forth, that policy is null and void, right? And so you've been paying and paying and paying and paying into insurance policy that is no longer valid. And I say, while there's nothing wrong with getting insurance, life insurance through your employer, get a life insurance policy for your own. In some cases, depending on your tax bracket and your income, it's a great way to reduce your tax burden. It's a great way to pass on money tax-free, depending on the product that you choose. Most importantly, it gives you it can give you peace of mind. One of the particular insurances that I buy even by myself is disability insurance, right? Now, some people think, well, I don't work at a factory. I don't work on a construction site. Why would I think of disability insurance? Disability can happen to any of us, right? So you get hit by a car, you have an unfortunate accident, and then all of a sudden you can't work because of your disability. If you're able to still continue to work, then you're lucky. That's great. But if you're not able to work, that's a situation where you've now lost your income. With disability insurance, you're able to still have a certain percentage of your income coming in. Typically, I don't think I don't know if I haven't heard of any disability insurance that covers 100%, but at least you'll be able to get a good chunk of your income continue to come in while you decide what's next in life, in the unfortunate event of a disability. Just taking my notes here. And and then other thing that I was thinking of really quickly is that for those of you who live in remote areas, right? A lot of people now live in remote areas. I know a lot of people now are choosing not to live in urban areas, live in suburban areas. They're choosing to have their farm or their homesteads out of town to get away from people. And they work in this. They may work in the city, but then they live, in the exurbs. And one thing that I was thinking of is for those of you who live in remote areas, right? Should a medical emergency happen, you want insurance in case you need to be airlifted, right? If you need a helicopter to be sent to your home to airlift you to the nearest medical center or hospital, you need to have insurance. Now, if you have the means to pay out of pocket and cover those costs, that's great. You're in a very fortunate situation. A lot of people are not. And so I highly recommend health insurance for that reason, particularly if you live in a remote or isolated area. And insurance is one of those things that until the day we need it, we really don't think about it. Does that make sense? So, and plus, when you say life insurance, I think for a lot of people think that, oh gosh, you want to talk about me dying? Listen, I'm trying to live right now. Don't talk to me about me dying or having to pass on my hard-earned assets to some ungrateful brats. So, I know for a lot of people, that is a hard discussion to have. Particularly, it starts to think that, I'm not going to live forever. Oh, I do have to think of what's going to happen if I pass away. So that's why a lot of people hesitate, I think, in terms of discussing life insurance. So, but yeah, main points here. Make sure your policy is updated. Make sure your beneficiaries are updated. Make sure, depending on what tax bracket you're in, make sure that you're in a product that gives you the greatest benefit in terms of your tax bracket to minimize your tax exposure. And there are vehicles there that are available. Again, I'm not licensed at the moment, so I'm not allowed to talk about them specifically, but there are vehicles that are available that can possibly provide an income for you in retirement with low tax liability. But most of all, again, anything can happen to any of us in life. Should anything happen, we do want to be in a situation where we can continue to be productive and to be protected. Let me see if I left anything else out here. But yeah, no, that's it. I just wanted to really talk about life insurance and the importance of it, and the it's amazing how often people are underinsured or don't have enough insurance. So look, again, I'm not benefiting any from this. I don't have a life insurance. I'm not selling life insurance. I'm just saying to my audience, I think as far as protecting your assets, protecting everything you've worked hard for, think about it. Make sure the policies are up to date, and make sure your assets are protected, right? And make sure your information is up to date. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Till next time, take care now.